It's just a lava cave. Who knows what came from above? For all I know, it's animal, you know what? Calcium from bones. Anyway. Wow, here's a cool little, this is like where the ceiling caved in. There's nothing on the floor, so it was there, they probably moved it out of the way. Make things easier. Yeah, this is really pretty. All sorts of uneven shapes here. Little round holes there. Luckily these caves aren't too vandalized. They don't have like spray paint or anything like that. It's except for the obvious artificial lighting and stuff. Let me pan down so you can see the floor. So look at this. There's a motion sensor here. There's a concrete walkway here. This yellow stuff warns you where the ceiling is low, so you have to watch out for your head. And they have all sorts of artificial lighting. And then of course here's the conduits for the electrical wiring to the lights. So there is quite a bit of artificial stuff in here. But I wouldn't call it real vandalism. They obviously did their best to kind of make it blend in and make sense. Okay, I'm stooping down here. The ceiling's like 4 feet tall. I don't want to hit my head. But here the ceiling's 10 feet tall again, but it's really narrow. It's kind of cool. Yeah, if you ever go caving, I highly recommend go slow enough to take pictures. Go slow enough to take pictures, because if you're not going that slow, you're missing probably 90% of the good stuff. If you go slow enough to take pictures, you might see a rabbit or a rattlesnake, a bat, or the cave. Now it's here the cave is reasonably straight and even. Not a perfect circle, but somewhat of an arch shape. Notice how the spots on the wall, the white ones, are like really almost perfect circles. Interesting pattern. Same thing on the left side, look at that. White spot, white spot, white spot, white spot. But yeah, look at this. There's a hole in the ceiling where it's like 20 feet tall, and there's a ledge. There's more cave up there. Obviously, I've never been up there. I think I've seen a map though, and there's hardly anything up there. It wouldn't be worth the trouble, even if you had a big ladder or rope or whatever. I do fantasize about checking every little nook and cranny, but there's plenty of places I can get to easily. So it's not really... There's like a loose rock there. So I should try not to touch the ceiling. You don't want to accidentally pull that down on your head or damage the cave. You see the trail ends here. The cave, it goes around, it gets really, really small. It only goes like 30 more feet, so there's no point in trying to go farther. But kind of neat. So obviously I'm turning around, heading back the only way out. Here's the opposite. They got a it's light colored wall and it's got dark spots. In this case, I'm pretty sure the dark spots are wet spots from water dripping down from the ceiling. Because the ceiling isn't flat, you know, it has those stalactites. It's the water drips down certain places instead of everywhere evenly. But yeah, look at that gold colored stuff. It's just like in Golden Dome Cave. I don't remember if that's open this time of year or not. If it is open this time of year, I definitely want to check that out. Golden Dome Cave is a real pretty cave. Bright and colorful. I'm shooting video partially because, you know, I'm a visual person. I like to see pretty things, or even ugly things if it's not too ugly. See, there's some white stuff on the ceiling there. I don't know, if we were just in a forest, I would say it looks like a spider web. Honestly, I don't know if there's spider webs this far in or not. I think it's just the same white stuff here. Sometime I'll have to ask them if they'll give me a guided tour. Tell me what the heck I'm looking at. funny, if you go on a tour like this of like Oregon caves, they have artificial lighting. They won't let you bring your own flashlight. Because one, they don't want you to try to go off tour and go rogue by yourself. And two, because they want you paying attention to them. So if you have your own flashlight to play with, you'll be like looking around instead of listening to them and their jokes. See, what's the jokes they tell at every cave tour? Ah, shoot, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I remember. When they warn you to watch where you're going, they ask you, what's the most common plant in a cave? The face plant. So in other words, watch where you're going or you fall down. That's one way to put it, I guess. Yeah, stuff like that. Some people find it funny. Some people just find it annoying. Different people have different senses of humor. Like me, I definitely like to go on the guided tours, so I know what I'm looking at. But I also like to go on the unguided tours, so I can get a clean video and go my own pace. Luckily, there are tons of easy caves here, so I can safely do it by myself. Obviously, there are a lot of caves that are like really, really tight or really, really steep that probably shouldn't do by yourself. Get yourself stuck or hurt or lost. Notice here, the ceiling is so low, it looks like they accidentally cut a trench down in the rock to get underneath. What's weird, it looks like a drain here, but I wonder if there's actually a drain pipe under there or what. Normal rocks, they've got cracks. The water table is seriously like 800 feet below us. So that's why there's, even though it's been raining and snowing here, the cave's not full of water. The water had plenty of ways to go. Straight down. Okay, let me pause a second here and make sure my camera's getting this. I already came through here the other way. Sometimes you notice one way, stuff one way that you don't see the other. I try to be thorough, but lighting matters and angle matters. Yeah. Alrighty then. There's a crack up there. Interesting. And then alrighty. See, I'm at what they call the twilight zone, where there's natural light, but it's not direct light. So it's all reflected light. So it's nice and even, but it's kind of dim. Of course, it's above freezing outside. It's above freezing in the cave. So there's not really ice. It's not really that slippery. They did a good job of making this cave tourist friendly. Bring a flashlight, watch your step, stay on the trail, and don't bring the pets. All right. Well, you're my witness. I stayed on the trail.